Being a car guy is easy when you're young. You get the Hot Wheels toys and you play the video games. It's as easy as that. Enough for your parents to say, oh, he loves cars. That can't last forever. That first drive is the decider. The point that you either love cars or you used to love cars. The feeling of that first drive never went away. So that was it. I was a real car enthusiast now. Almost immediately after passing my test, my life began to orbit around the moments I would spend behind the wheel. I dedicated all of my time to finding the best roads and the slipperiest roundabouts. Driving became my craft, and I knew I would spend the rest of my life chasing the perfection of what is, to most people, a mundane, everyday task. It wasn't a mundane, everyday task to me. So on this lovely bit of country road, for example, I'm, heel and towing, I'm left foot braking, I'm measuring the grip through my hands, I'm measuring the grip through my arse, I'm having to decide what gear I need to be in, I'm having to be really progressive on the brakes, I'm having to make all these decisions, and it's really not very difficult, and I'm not a genius. How the hell do we do it? Driving is weightlessness. Even when it's fast and loud, chaotic and high stakes, there's a part of the brain that, despite all of that, just slows down. Let's look deeper, though, because a huge reason for why we love cars may be something you've never even noticed. Have you ever noticed the quiet that falls over you when you close the door? Switch on the ignition and you can hear the fuel pump priming. These small things are the bits that weld themselves into your brain without you noticing. The only way I can explain it is that it's kind of like how you can't smell your own house, and how you don't notice that ticking clock in the corner of the room after it's been there for a while. When the engine starts, just take a second. Notice that when it's cold, you can probably hear the tapping sound of the valves at idle. For me personally, I revel in putting the roof down and just melting into the auditory landscape that joins you in the cabin. A little bit more exhaust noise. The slight mechanical sound of changing gear. The birds chirping. The planes going overhead. As well as that weird feeling that when the roof goes down, you go from being in a relatively cramped cabin to having 62 miles of headroom. As a lover of cars, you'll find that car people are your people. I certainly have, and what started as a shared love of cars became the shared realisation for a love of life. After all, cars don't just get you from A to B. They're not even about that weekend blast and taking the long way home. They're about the weird, complex, hilarious beings that sit behind the wheel. After all, life is about having great stories to tell. And spending the majority of your time around cars allows space for some incredible stories to be made. Personally, those stories are my favourite. And while I may not be able to tell them all here for risk of being sued or publicly ridiculed, I'd like to do my utmost to share the best of what I and we have to offer as a community. That's what we're all here for, after all. The problem family is what we are. The work colleagues who spend a bit too much time together. The people no one wants to sit next to on the bus. Luckily, we're never on one. But what a lovely bunch we are. We're ridiculous, obsessed, over-the-top lovers of speed, sound, and stories.